Okay, I've got Scott on the line. I'm going to do a short interview with him about some tips for frugal living. So, Scott, go ahead and tell me a little bit about the ideas and the tips that you have for our viewers.
Hi, John. Yeah, I prefer to refer to this as income after unemployment insurance. I read all these stories about people who are about to lose their income from unemployment insurance, and they're running into 99-weekers. They refer to them as. And I know a lot of people have trouble with the concept of using a Social Security number and the relationship between food stamps and the stigma and so forth, but we always have to start with food stamps. You get $200 per month. And our goal here is to reach a $750 per month income without unemployment insurance. We're presuming that people are either severely underemployed or unemployed. And then the second category is the state general relief. And every state's a little different. In California, it's $217 per month. In other states, a little less. Some states a little more. You can see up to like $275 per month. So now we're approaching $425 per month. But there's some little known tips that we could remind people they should look for. And one is called LIHEAP. That's a federal program. It's called Low Income Housing Energy Assistance Program. And they'll grant you up to like $1,000 per year for electricity or natural gas or heating oils, or depending on what part of the country you live in. Or if you live in the desert, you can use the LIHEAP grant to cool your house. And then the states have a similar program. In Oregon, it's called OEAP, Oregon Energy Assistance Program. In California and Nevada, they call it the HEAP, Housing Energy Assistance Program. And it's an additional, not really $1,000. The legislature grants approximately X number of millions of dollars, and then they divide based upon the number of applications. And I found out in California that you have to wait until November. They presume that people want to heat their houses. So now, at $80 per month each approximately, now we're approaching 160 plus 425, 580, it's called round up to $600 per month. And we don't have unemployment insurance, and we're assuming that people can't find a job. And then there's some other ones that people usually don't think about. It's a free telephone. The federal government and the state governments mandate that the local telephone companies provide low-income service. If you're an employee, you obviously qualify. If you're on food stamps, I think you automatically qualify for the free telephone. It's called Lifeline. And that includes you can choose between a landline or a cell phone. You only get like 500 minutes. But you can imagine people who are running out of their unemployment money. They don't have a job, and there's probably no chance for people to find a job for the most part when we're running into what is U6, the unemployment. The youth, we usually receive, I think, the U3 number, which is running about 9.8%. But they have some other numbers like U6, which counts underemployed and people who have stopped looking, and that number is approaching 20%. So 20% of the working people outside are looking for a limited number of jobs, and they can't find them. One other area that people don't really think about is if you're looking for a job, you need a fax. You can't send a resume or an application or receive an application. But you can get a free fax number on the internet. You can just Google free fax. You can send and receive faxes. So now you've conquered the problem of communication, heating, electricity, food, and enough money that if you can find a place to rent, or maybe, is it possible to find a room for $300 per month? Probably, especially in areas in the middle of the country. Obviously not in Los Angeles, New York, Washington, D.C., Boston, etc. In some of the smaller communities, I think you can find an apartment for $300. Maybe not a single apartment, but at least you have a place to live.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those are really good tips. I tell you, housing, especially in this rapidly deteriorating economy, is becoming inaccessible to so many people. I mean, there's literally millions of people now living inside their vehicles, and that's a trend that I think is just gonna continue. So, but that's gonna wrap this up, Scott. I really appreciate you taking some time to talk with me today.
Hey, thanks. Hey, in conclusion, if we get a chance to do another, we could make a transportation issue. There are electric scooters that are exempt from insurance, registration, and driver's license requirements. And I think a lot of people need to talk about transportation. How do they visit their job sites or wherever they happen to be going. And they're pretty expensive, $500, but you don't need to pay for insurance and you don't need to pay for registration. So if we get a chance to work a second interview, I hope that'll be our topic.
Absolutely. I look forward to doing a follow-up. That's definitely some really good information. Thanks again for joining me, and thank you all for watching, and please subscribe.